Today, I'm gonna show you the most hated and loved Total Drama characters of each season. Let's start with Total Drama Island 2007. The most hated character is Ava. She was stubborn and violent.
Where is my MP3 player?
A lot of people hated her. Why? Well, Ava was just a filler character. If you look at all the filler characters, you'll find out that they're either a hit or a miss. That's because they don't have a well-rounded personality that sparks different opinions. She would have had the potential for character development, but the creators pretty much abandoned her after the first season. Now, the most loved character is Noah. Besides being the audience favorite, he's also one of Tom McGillis's favorite contestants. During the entire season, Noah based his personality on being smart, lazy, and having the best lines ever.
Congratulations, you just peaked. It's all downhill from here, honey.
Now, realistically speaking, Noah was also a filler character during Total Drama Island, but this actually helped because the creators didn't overcomplicate his personality. I remember that I didn't even like this guy as a kid, but now I really appreciate his humor. Let's move on to Total Drama Action. The most hated character is Trent. A season earlier, Trent was a charismatic guitarist and even managed to pull Gwen. Bro was him. But only a season later, he turned into this.
I dub thee Casa Gwen.
Now he's naming buildings after me?
From this point on, everyone hated him, even some of his biggest fans. But I think his whole character, with the romantic problems included, were inspired by Morrissey, a member of the band Smiths. And let's be real, there are only a handful of people from which you can inspire that big-ass forehead. On the other hand, the most loved character is Lindsay. Here, she was basically Trent's opposite. In TDI 2007, she was competing with Ezekiel for the dumbest character of the season. But here, she won a lot of challenges and showed more strategic thinking. At some point, I remember that she even invited Duncan over for dinner in order to piss off Courtney. She looked like the main character of season 2, up until she eliminated herself. Now let's get to Total Drama World Tour. The most hated character is Sierra. According to Alex Ganatakos, one of the creators, Sierra was created to mix things up and add an element of surprise. But in reality, she messed things up. Maybe her gimmicks would have been fine if they didn't drag on for the whole season. I don't know what was in the creators' heads, but the fact that at some point she abused Cody made me and a lot of other fans feel very uncomfortable. When it comes to the most loved character of the season, this competition is clearly between Alejandro and Heather. Honestly, Heather probably has a few more fans than Alejandro. But here, I'm gonna be a little bit biased and choose Alejandro. I think he was one of the best, if not the best Total Drama villain ever. Bro was smart, strong, good looking, and had a Spanish accent. He's the kind of guy you hate to be around just because he has it all. At some point, it seemed like no one stood a chance against him. And the truth is, they didn't. The only reason he lost is because he let his guard down. Now it's time to move on to Revenge of the Island. The most hated character here was obviously Stacy. The producers created her just to be annoying and to be used as the first boot. But in her defense, she was inspired by Vicky Pollard from Little Britain, a character who lacked social refinement. Don't believe me? Just compare Vicky and Stacy's original design. The most loved character of this season is Dawn. Now, Dawn actually had a head start. She was already the fan favorite before season 4 even aired. I mean, she had a cool design, a mysterious personality, and supernatural abilities.
I see people's auras, and it looks like someone threw up on yours. Oh, go eat a worm.
Apparently, in an interview, Dawn's voice actress, Caitlin Medrick, said that she felt bad knowing Dawn would be eliminated early, considering all the hype she got. But I think her early elimination actually made the fans love her even more. Why? The fact that she only had good moments left us begging for more. We never got the chance to get bored of her. Now it's time for Total Drama All-Stars. The most hated character is Mal. Where should I start? He's cartoony, he's unrealistic, he's dumb, he's not threatening, and he's one of the worst villains we ever got. Plus, the creators literally had to nerf the best contestants of the series just so he could look more threatening. And guess what? Even that didn't work. Now, the most loved character of this season is Scott. I know, it probably sounds like a wild card, but he was among the only contestants who didn't become insufferable. After Lightning left, Scott's brief romance with Courtney was probably the most interesting part of the season. He was a comedic relief in all of that crap. Let's now go to Total Drama Pahkitew Island. I was waiting for this one. The most hated is Dave. You guys probably saw this coming. But hey, dude's a jerk. He fumbled Ella and tried to kill Sky. But besides that, he went through all 3 toxic nice guy stages. Stage 1. Overly nice.
One pass each. Grab something good and make your way to...
Yeah, she's totally right. Good call.
Stage 2. Expectation of romance.
This story's gonna have a happy ending. The boy gets the girl gets the money. That sounds wrong.
And stage 3. Bitterness and resentment.
Second place to me. Boom! Totally did better than you. How sexy am I now? Bet you wish I was still your boyfriend.
Now the most loved character is Jasmine. Tom McGillis said that Jasmine was created as a shout out to how popular Total Drama was in Australia. So her entire persona was something new for Total Drama. She definitely made Pahkitew Island better. Besides her, the rest of the cast was pretty lame, so she didn't really have a lot of competition. Now we move on to the Ridonculous Race. Here, the most hated team are the LARPers. Apparently, they met in the most iconic way possible.
Tammy and I first met in 9th grade, and we were immediately very close.
We were stuffed into the same locker.
And a friendship was formed as...
Let's be real, this team was doomed from the start. On the other hand, the most loved team are the Gods. They didn't even say a word in the first episode, so everyone thought they were going to be an early boot. But later on, they became a fan favorite. According to Fresh TV, Crimson and Anui met during high school. Apparently, both of them wanted to find a corner to hide from the other students and coincidentally chose the same place. They had good lines, great dry humor, and great chemistry. Let's now talk about Total Drama Island 2023. The most hated character is Chase. According to Terry McGurran, Chase was intentionally written to be an unlikable character alongside Ripper and Julia. Yet Julia turned out to be one of the fans' favorites. And Ripper, you know what? He was actually okay after we got used to him. At least he was a bit funny. But Chase had nothing. Even his character arc was stupid. I mean, why is it so hard to say sorry for cutting someone's brakes? He even said that he would rather go bald than say sorry.
Oh man, if I were bald, I'd be just as awesome! Be, baby!
The most loved character is Bowie. Apparently, the creators first planned to make Bowie more villainous, like Heather and Alejandro, but then eventually decided to add more layers to the character and make him more complex. He was both bad and empathetic, both manipulative and emotional, and that made everyone love him. But the best thing about Bowie in this season is that he somehow acts like the rational voice. Now it's time for Total Drama Island 2024. The most hated character here is Caleb. I think he had potential. He tried to manipulate Priya early in the season, but the creators flipped his entire personality around the 10th episode. It's like the creators just looked for a reason to continue the pre-love drama and chose the worst one. Now the most loved character is Julia. Realistically speaking, she is one of the best Total Drama characters ever. She was already a fan favorite last season, but now she's become even better, while most of the others have gone downhill. Everyone loved her storyline with MK. Although nothing romantic happened between the two of them, almost everyone shipped them together. If you want to see me rank the best Total Drama ships out there, I know just the video.